Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. Give me a second. I seriously? Good day, lads. Good day to you. I micro? Yeah, indeed. How are you guys doing? Give me a second. I'm currently setting things up. Okay. So, Umineko, right? Umineko. Just started getting busy for the day. I'm glad you passed by. I hope you enjoyed the stream despite, you know, not really being able to follow. I also... I made a poll on the on my Discord. If you're interested, you should check it out because it is pretty important. It's about the stream schedule and the time at which I stream. This is a pretty important one. It's not just video games. The game is starting. Here we go. Fair enough, fair enough. Let me put it up actually. So like, I understand that in this episode, the murderer is like clearly shown to be Kinzo. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe this is like a red herring. And like everyone hallucinated it being Kinzo, but it's not Kinzo, right? That could be possible. But if we go from the presumption that Kinzo is the evil one this time around, it doesn't mean anything about the previous chapters, right? It could have very much been, like, for example, it could have been, let's say it's like a random, like, Beatrice, who's like the 19th person in every 3 episodes, right? They go up to Kinzo, they ask Kinzo, hey, Kinzo, can you pass me, what's the word? Can you pass me the ring? Kinzo says sure, passes her the ring, plus the stake weapon that they used to kill the entire time, right? And then, you know, Kinzo just waits for the game to be finished. But this time around, he was so pissed off at the bullshit that happened between the family and, you know, they kind of disrespected him massively and were proven to be complete dog shit at being, you know, his family. I do genuinely think that Kinzo, my man, there's like a 50% chance he's a real murder, 50% chance it's a red herring, and 100% chance it does not influence previous cases. I can understand why they would prefer people off, right? If you think that every case is the same and every motivation is the same every time around. But I just don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. Because, like, in episode 2, the events that were modified, you could say that the events that are modified are only who gets killed on the first Twilight, and everything that happens after this is a result of that. But I don't agree Exaltus the Umbrella has been here in episode 1 and episode 4. I don't think it was in episode 2 and 3. The candy fixing bullshit was only in episode 2. That was only then. So like, you know. Give me a second. I don't know. I don't know. There's so little I know. Fuck you, Ange. Fuck you. Okay, let's stop. I'm guessing the clock is striking like 12 a.m. That okay, by the way, I do want it to say it's a shame that I won't be able to stream Umineko on Saturday and Sunday because it's, you know, it's not possible for me. Because that would have been like perfect. That would have been fantastic. I'm so sad about that. Oh well. For those who aren't aware, in 2 days, is the October 4th and October 5th, which are the days during which the entire Umineko story happens. You know, the Ushiromiya massacre. Anyways. Alright, let's get started. Ah, ooh. Silent. Black. Cold. Painful. Rosa regained consciousness bit by bit. And the first thing she thought was that it would have been better if she hadn't. And she's hereditary in the way she acts. Like, Battler! Battler is trying to deny magic, but that doesn't make him inherently hereditary. You can disagree with magic and religion without being a redditor. And just as, you know, that air, that aura around her, that makes me clock her as a redditor. Like, I'm sorry, but Battler just really doesn't. Battler looks too good to be a redditor. That's the problem. I think that's about it. I think that's about the reason why. He looks too good. Okay. After all, with her body this cold and hurting, the pain grew the more her consciousness returned. It felt like she'd been sleeping on ice-cold marble in the darkness, lying face down for a long time. Ah, this is why I always tell myself, even if it's just for a nap, I've got to at least grab a sofa. I know that if I naively try to close my eyes for just a second, and end up sleeping on the floor or in the study chair, bloat my body later and make things difficult. Since I slept on such a cold and hot floor, even my bones are ice cold. Is she in the cave? I'm guessing because the water is dripping. The half of my pressed down against it hurts such a lot. If I were to look in the mirror right now, I'm sure I'd see an embarrassing mark. I didn't think that just rubbing it would make that mark disappear. But I stroked the hurt inside of my face anyways, trying to smooth it over. Why did they bring them to the tea party? What do you mean? I wonder where this is. I thought it was pitch black, but it looks like it isn't. After all, I can faintly see my own body. There's lights above... Just above you there are lights, Rosa. You are stupid. There was some source of light, but even if I looked up at the ceiling, or else in the sky, there was only an expanse of blackness, and I couldn't see a proper light. You are blind. Backgrounds aren't canon. I say they are. They are. What I see is what's real. Okay? It's Occam's blade. or whatever. Schrodinger's razor, that's the one. My body alone was slightly lit, whereas everything else was sunk in darkness. That's what this world was like. It was almost as though Rosa alone had been abandoned in the forgotten world. As her mind grew clearer, she started getting nervous about why she was all alone in a lonely place like this. When she was about to call out, asking if anyone was there, she heard the patter, patter, footsteps coming towards her. They were light footsteps, so she thought it was probably a cat. Is it Chester? She didn't sense anything disturbing, so she wasn't afraid. But they also weren't Maria's footsteps. So, wondering who in the world would be in the darkness like this, turned in the direction the footsteps were coming from. It's Kinzo, he's lightly stepping on the floor, right? He's skipping along, all jolly and giddy, right? Like in those old cartoons with his arms, like, you know, swinging around. Just picture that in your mind. She did. A faint approaching silhouette came into view. Oh, hello! Hi! What do you mean, much younger than Maria? Is he like 5? He looked like a child much younger than Maria. Who is it? I don't know this kid. But the expression on his face was like a lost child separated from his parents. As a parent with a daughter herself, Rosa felt as though her chest had been torn apart. Who are you? The instant the kid muttered an infantile word, she felt pain in the half of her face that had started hurting from the cold floor, so that had been pierced by long, thin, odd needles. Yes! Go! Secretaro! Fucking destroyer! Yes! Tear her face in half! I believe in you, Secretaro! Without thinking, she pressed her hand against that side of her face. Yeah, fuck her up! Yeah. Are you alright? Does it still hurt? Thanks. I'm fine, little guy. Where are we? It's really cold. Come this way. You mustn't stay here. The child took my other hand and pulled up. With a green expression on his face. Rosa didn't have a clue what was going on. However, a single honest expression on a child can often tell the truth better than 100 words from an adult. She didn't know the situation, but even so, she dashed along with him, still being pulled. But this was a world where nothing could be seen in the darkness, except for their own forms. It didn't even really feel like she was moving forwards. So are they... Okay, but are they transported to the chess room? Are they transported to the game room? Because, like... Secretary is alive... Secretary is alive in 2 places. One, in the future, thanks to Enge. 2, in the game room, thanks to Enge again, who's calling herself Gretel. Right? Because before the game room and outside of it, like in between, like, I don't know, when Maria was 5 to when Enge turned 18, Sakutaro was dead. I mean, not really, I forgot he revived quickly when Enge found the book during her high school years, but still, you get what I mean, right? This time period, he shouldn't be alive, so are they brought to the game room? It was as though she was still inside a nightmare, that kind of unreal situation. Even though I ran, I couldn't maintain my sense of balance. My legs got tangled and I fell. Even in a world that didn't feel real, the pain of smashing my face against the cold hard floor was reality itself. Who are you? Are you okay? No. I'm sorry, my head hurts. When the kid said that infantile word, Uryu, pain like being stuck with needles ran through my head again. Even though it had only happened twice. I was somehow able to understand that the child's word was the cause of my pain. So I said so frankly. I'm sorry. Could you stop saying Uryu? Uryu. Wait a second. Didn't I tell you to stop? Oh yeah, fuck her up. Sorry. I had the feeling that the child's apology caused a sharp pain in my forehead this time. Hell yeah! What is this child? I know there's no malice in him, but when I'm around this child, my head hurts. Are you okay? Let's go quickly. You mustn't stay here. Why shouldn't I be here? What's the point of the question? Just run. Ask that when you're safe. It always pisses me off. It always pisses me off when like people are definitely in a terrible situation where it is objectively clear that they should run. Right? If I was in a dark room where I would be constantly in pain with water dripping everywhere and, you know, right after Kinzo murdered thousands of people in front of me, and some kid would like look perfectly honest and nice, just told me, run with me. You know what? I would run with him. I would run with him until he told me you're safe. I would not stop and ask this kind of question. It always pisses me off in stories. Because they always do shit like this. And I don't understand. I don't understand. Also, give me a second. I need to do something. I realized it might be important for people who pass by really quick. I'm making a pin. Give me a second. Just need to... Here we go. There we go. And then... Now I can pin it. Here we go. Here we go. I hope this doesn't take too much space on the screen. I hope the pins like this don't take too much space, right? Because that would suck. Alright. Oh, shouldn't I be here? Hey, where is this? Who are you? Where is your mama? The one who made me. It's you, mama. Huh? The child stared at me with round eyes. This kid's mama is me? Who? Who is this kid? I don't remember at all. Did you forget about me? You made me, right? Wait a second, stop kidding around! It's my own child! That's right, where is Maria? Where is she? Maria! I suddenly grew nervous about Maria not being there. Why am I all alone in a place like this? Where's Maria? I'm only able to be me because Maria's there for me. Because I get to beat up Maria too, I guess that helps. Maria's here, but she's not Maria now. It's better if you don't eat with her now. It's better for your sake, and Maya's as well. Maya's sake as well. Escape! Huh? What are you saying? Where is Maria? Maria! Answer me! Maria's gonna find you! Come this way quickly, mama! The child pulled on my hand again. He was probably pulling me in the opposite direction from Maria. So stop walking. Let go. Just who are you? What gives you the right to call me Mama? Mama is the one who made me. Did you forget? But Maya's birthday present. You made me with your hands. Did you forget? You couldn't be Maya Sakutaro. But I tore you apart. I fucking destroyed you and then ate your entrails and cooked the rest for dinner. Yes, but the hand-stuffed animal Mama made. Yeah. A fierce sharp pain struck me. It came from the pole he had grasped with his hand. When I knocked his hand away without thinking, I looked at my palm. A hole the size of a thumb had opened there, and deep red blood gushed out. It was a hole so big that I could see through to the other side. What? Are you? Are you okay? Are you okay? What's wrong? The secretary noticed my wound and panicked. As far as I could tell by looking at him, he couldn't understand why my hand had sustained a serious injury. But in my eyes, it felt like I'd been injured because it grabbed my hand. Regardless of whether there was malice in him. I understood that his shot was something that would do harm to me. And he instantly seemed eerie. Go away! You have nothing to do with me! There was just a disgusting, crappy stuffed animal, right? I don't know you. I'm not your mama. Go away. Disappear. Suddenly, the base of the secretary's neck was sliced in a horizontal line. Gaped open, and pitch black inside picked out. No blood poured for it. Only an empty blackness picked out. This is why we should kill Maria. Like, every day of the week, Maria should be dead. Right? Who died during the first Twilight? I forgot. I'm sure for certain Rudolph died, Hideyoshi died, Eva died, Natsui died, Cross died, and then Genji. Right? Did I get anything wrong? So that leaves Rosa, Kiri, all the kids, Nanjo Goda, who escaped. Pretty sure of that. Pretty sure. No, Nanjo got caught in the portals along with Kiri and Rosa. But Goda and Kumasawa both escaped. That I remember. And then Shannon and Cannon just stood there. Cotton snow poured out. As bits of cotton scattered that, he slumped over. And all that remained was a crumpled yellow cloth. And bits of cotton that looked like sticky, crushed cotton candy. A lion stuffed animal. Without a doubt. These were the remains of the secretary's stuffed animal I tore apart on the day, while overcome by my emotions. The instant I realized that, a long sharp shriek that could rupture an eardrum tore the world apart. Can't really imitate this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not good enough for that. I'm sorry. Like a flood from a broken dam or like a broken TV. Maya cried out in a high-pitched voice. Her voice, which made my D ears throb, brought out two emotions. In me. One was regret. Yeah, I was overcome by emotions and went overboard. The second was happiness. I fucking hate this child, and I wish I could do it again. It was a mother's desire to kneel down right away, hold Maya's head, cry over her, and apologize. In actual fact, I did that right away. I held Maya's head and apologized, crying. But Maya didn't stop crying. On the contrary, she rejected me. The one who had torn her closest friend apart, and pushed me away forcibly with both hands. I had been on my knees in an unnatural position, so I fell backwards easily. My eyes scraped together the yellow scraps of carved and cotton bits, buried her face in them, and cried even more. And she that, another emotion welled up rapidly, and then burst. After all, she refused to make up with me even though I had apologized, and there was nothing else I could do now anyway. It was all Maria's fault in the first place. Since she's too busy playing with stuffed animals all the time like this, she can't make any friends, and that's why people treat her like a freak. Maybe it's because you lock her in a room for like days on end without any social interaction with her mom. And so the only thing she has to distract herself is plushies. Maybe it's directly your fault. Rosa, have you considered this? I know she hasn't. She's a duck shit person. Okay, I will say, I'm a bit annoyed that Rosa has been a primary central element for episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. I wish Rosa could fuck off. I'm being serious. I wish Rosa would fuck off because this is This is pissing me off. I swear. I genuinely swear. Because, like, it's been so long that she's been, like, constantly there. And I'm just tired. I really am. I really wish she would just, you know, be gone. I get it, she's an awful person. You can really tell that Ryukishi was a soulful worker because this is clearly a situation he has experienced, right? With a mom who thought she was doing the best for her child and was annoyed that her child was, like, you know, upset at what she did and whatever, right? There is clear knowledge in this, but I just wish for an episode without her being the central focus. I'm exaggerating because in episode 1 and 3 she had more of a laid-back focus, and like she died in episode 3. But we still had sections that reminded us of this every fucking time, and I'm genuinely starting to get annoyed. I just want this to be, like, done. I swear. This is a perfect opportunity to give her some instructive guidance. The only way to get done is to move on, but the Rikishi does not want to move on. He'll bring it up again. I bet you it's definitely not stopping here. There's definitely more coming. After this scene, I can bet you there's gonna be like 20 more scenes of Rosa abusing Maya. This is not stopping her. Are you crazy? Maybe it's not relevant. Yeah, but it was already, like, episode 2 was all about that in the first place. I don't see why it's happening again. You could have focused on the relationship between, like, Butler and Rudolph, right? That would have been really interesting. I would have really liked to see what relationship Butler and Rudolph have, and, like, in detail, and not just a quick summary by Kiri during episode 3. I would like if they delved on that a bit more, for example. But, like, it keeps going about this and so on and constantly, like, come on. Everything eventually breaks. It's stolen, is destroyed by someone. If I had a lot of toys and treasure stolen, broken, mocked, and thrown away by my brothers and sisters and father and mother. But when I heard about that, well, I might have shed a few tears. Not once did I sub like this and trouble my parents, throw a tantrum, get mad, hit the floor and kick and make a racket. Even though I always wanted to, I felt I'd get more trouble if I did. So I always held it back. It's because I held it back that I was able to become the wonderful adult now. Yeah, well, now that's just pinball bait. Like, that is on purpose, dude. You're doing this on purpose. Come on, man. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. I swear. At that moment, I felt something strange. The same feeling as when you use a tool recklessly and finally breaks, but that only the base is left. But I wasn't using a tool. I'd just been repeatedly eating Maya's head with both hands. I looked at my hands. From my wrist onwards, my hands had broken off, splintered and disappeared. I stole only the part of my arms that become ceramic. No! I stole all of me from the wrist onwards that suddenly become ceramic and had broken and fallen. I must have gotten filled with cracks because I ate Maya too much before falling off. Nice riff. What does that mean? After all, look! Aren't both my wrists lying net smashed by my feet? There was no pain, but the shocking sight of my hands breaking off from the wrists onward made me scream. What is this? What is this? My hands! Oh, the music. I forgot riff could mean like music. This way, you won't be able to hit me anymore. Ignoring my confusion, Maya spoke with an icy voice, slowly moving her hands away from her head, where I had been defending against my barrage. Oh, what's happening? My hands, my hands! What did you do, Maria? What is this? What on earth is this? Behind Maria's back, a black silhouette had appeared. It was the silhouette of an adult. Who? And she used his hands for patting her daughter's head, flipping through picture books, or making more meals. May have been worth living them on. Mama ate my head more than she patted it. Isn't that sound the sound that something updated? Guess not. Yeah, I guess not. She never opens picture books. She doesn't even make me she doesn't even make me food. I got to buy it myself. But I mustn't go to the same store more than once. Mustn't have my face remembered. Mustn't talk to the policeman. Why? Why is that? Is it my fault? Am I not allowed to have my mama pat my head? Have picture books read to me? Or eat dinner with mama? Why not? Why not? I didn't do anything wrong. It isn't my fault. It's mama's. Mama's fault. My mama wouldn't play with me, but secretary did. We even read books, watched TV and ate meals with me. It's a much better friend than mama was. That's right, Maria, fucking tell her. Holy shit. Fuck you, Rosa. I'm not proud of it. Yeah. 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 Whatever you say. Whatever you fucking say. What am I supposed to do? I'm busy with work. Work, I tell you. You know that, right? It was unavoidable. There's nothing you can do. Fair enough. It wasn't avoidable. Unavoidable that you would injure your daughter, taking her head apart, making her tears run with blood. In that case, there's no avoiding the same thing happening again, right here, right now. Come, Maria. Enough of the excuses from a woman who calls herself a mother. Can you forgive her? Or not? Is she innocent? Or guilty? Won't forgive her. Mama's guilty! I'll make Mama meet the same fate she gave to Secretary. Take Mama from the scene at the neck. And tear her apart so we can see the cotton inside her. I don't like to advocate for the murder of people. Surprisingly. But maybe fuck her. Like maybe she does deserve to die. If that stops the child abuse like permanently. Like I'm not wishing her death, but if it happens, I will say I won't be sad. His eyes ominously flashed blue. In an instant, invisible, massive arms stuck their fingernails out and tightly grasped Rosa's entire body. As the bones all over her body made a sound like twigs being stepped on, they cracked readily and broke apart. Rosa understood vaguely. The massive arms were probably her own arms, from the time she torn Secretary apart. From a stuffed animal's perspective, her arms certainly would have been this massive. She could imagine what would happen next. The sharp nails stabbed deep into the base of her neck, and she heard the skin tearing over her ears. And as the twitches watched over her, Rosa's flesh was split in two, top and bottom. When Secretary had been torn apart, bits of cotton had flown about like snowflakes. But in Rosa's case, something like black thick tar came out, filthily flying all over the place. There wasn't even a trace of the red blood, but something black, filthy and thick. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. It was probably what a bloodless, tearless human kept inside my body. Oh, makes sense. Once more. This is incredible. It is. What's filthy inside? You need it done, Maria. Well then, is this enough for your revenge? Can you forgive your mother or not? Innocent. Or guilty? I can't forgive her. No, can't forgive her. She's guilty. when Beatrice brandished her pipe cane. The old butterfly zipped off and restored Rosa's broken flesh in an instant. Cough, cough. Feel the depths of your sin, which cannot be repaid by a single human life. And remember your own great sin. Come, try and remember. Remember the scale of your sin. You can feel that this was kind of a vent story by Ryuki Shigen's people he dealt with. Hello, this is Mama. When will you get home? I'm sorry, I'm busy with work today, so I'm staying over. Staying over for work again? Looks like work is stuff for you again today, Mama. Yeah, sorry, I'm really busy. I'll be holed up in the companies all the time. I can't even get a breath of outside air. I just can't finish her job quickly this time. Unless I give them a better design, I won't be given another job. That's how tough this work is. We'll just have to take some time. Yeah, I understand. I'll be a good girl and watch over the house. So do your best at work, finish it quickly and come back, okay? Thank you for understanding about Mama's work. I promise I'll buy a delicious cake tomorrow and take it home. I don't need cake. Instead of taking time to go to the cake store, I'd be happier if you came home that much sooner. Don't worry. I'll come back quickly, I promise. Let's have some delicious cake together. Yeah, poor Maria. Really poor Maria. Let's drink delicious tea together. Let's read a new picture book together. It's like the wolves and sheep puzzle I bought the other day. Both of us together. Promise. Yeah, promise. I'll be waiting. Hey, your best at work, Mama. But the only story was isn't this mother-daughter love wonderful? While both looking out for the other. Do you see any problem with it, Maria? Rosa? I kept that promise, didn't I? Next evening, didn't I do as I promised? Buying a cake and returning earlier than usual? That's not it. I knew. That evening, a pay-on-delivery package came from Mama. But there wasn't enough money in the wallet. So I called Mama's company to ask what to do. I was told to only call at special times. But I thought it would be bad if the package was something important for Mama's work. So I called. Then I was told that Mama had the day off. I was told that it had been decided long ago that Mama would have that day off. That she'd gone far away to play. I knew. The whole time. I knew Mama was lying. But you know what? Secretary's calling me, saying that it wasn't true. Every day Mama was very busy with work. There's no way she'd abandon Maria and play. Except that the person who told us Mama had the day off must have made some kind of mistake. That's what Secretary said. So I believed it. I believed it. I love Mama. Love her. Of course Mama says that she loves me. That's the guest best room, I think. Yes, me too. I love you, Maria. Rosalia deep sigh. Maybe she felt the weight of her words. And she set the receiver on the bedside phone down. The back room made the starry sky on the background below the window stand out even more beautiful. The table in front of the terrace was a very cold wine cooler, and the one she shared a glass with was gazing at the scene below. You didn't tell your daughter you were on vacation? Okay, as I said and I trust that it is not vacation and that she is like being forced into like being sugar daddy type of bullshit, right? And that the vacations are really just blackmail or some bullshit like that. I really hope it was. I really hoped. It's less work that way. If you're worried about your daughter, you didn't have to force yourself to put this in your schedule, right? That way we never get a schedule to match. And I say not worry about that. Then the middle-aged man clad in the white robe gave a small sigh. Rosa reacted instantly to slight action. Come on, let's not talk about my daughter. It'd be a waste of this precious wine. I find you fascinating as both a woman and a human being. But for that very reason, I feel bad about taking so much of your time that it strains your relationship with your daughter. Don't I always tell you not to worry about the relationship with my daughter? I try not to talk about her when I'm alone with you, okay? I wouldn't have a problem here if it weren't for the noisy drunk laughing stupidly in the lobby downstairs. Rosa, don't you consider taking sudden vacations like this in the future? For your daughter's sake. Isn't it enough if we only meet when our schedules match? Well, schedules will never match up that way, right? And I always want to be with you. That's a child's way of loving. Loving between adults should be a little more solid. While being able to be with you for long periods of times make me lonely too. However, I think we can enjoy more than enough adult loving during that limited time. So you're telling me to be with my daughter more? Be a mother, not a woman? That's what you want too, right? You must also want to spend lots of time with your daughter. I'm gonna guess that the guy she's speaking to doesn't know that she beats up Maya on the regular. Because otherwise I assume he would just fucking dump her like instantly. I won't run away. Trying to say I think it's sad for you to sacrifice your daughter so you can prioritize your time with me. You get back on good terms with your wife? Looks like you've not enough of being separated from her. I don't want to talk about my wife. Looks like you don't want to talk about your daughter. I'm sure you think single women with children are a pain. Never said anything of the sort before. Whenever someone finds out I have a child, they desert me. Even if I tell them not to worry about paying the child's living expenses. They'll desert me. I thought you understood about my daughter. But I guess you don't like single women with children after all. Yeah, make it about yourself, Rosa. Yeah, tell him. It's all about you. It really is. All you. It really is. Tell him. That's not what I'm saying. I haven't started to dislike you, Rosa. I'm just trying to tell you to take better care of your daughter. Something I know you wish for yourself. I don't want you to hurt yourself by lying to her. That's all I'm saying. Liar! I've just become a burden for you, right? That's not what I'm saying. Oh, I know, I understand. After being abandoned so many times because of that child. I know. I can tell by your mood, yes? You already like those other men. You don't want a woman with a child. You don't want a divorce because that's a pain. You don't want to become the parent of a child made with another man, right? Yeah, that's right. I totally get it. I once went out with a man with children, so I really get how you feel. That's why I believe I'll be able to be together with you. The person who understood about my daughter. That's right. You're always in the way. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. I was wrong about Rosa. Still can't believe I was wrong about Rosa. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Where was she? I think I had Rosa already on the chart. No, I didn't. It's on episode 3, not here. Okay. If only he didn't exist, I would have been able to grasp my happiness as a woman long ago. Because you exist, you were always in the way of my happiness. Mama. Even I didn't want you to be born. No, that's not it. I thought I might be able to build a happy family together with you. But that man disappeared right before your birth. He said to build a warm family with me, tricked me, and disappeared from my side for all eternity. Only you were left. No love or memories or anything remained. Where did that man go? I probably just turned my days with him into a warm memory and met with a new love. And this time, I might have been able to create a happy family. And as for me, I have you! I can't even look for a new love. Men can go between women as they like and brag about it. But for a woman, for me, I have you! I let you as a stone waits. Because of you, I can't search for romance. I can't find love. I can only live alone. Rosa would say that I just don't understand. But maybe your child's love and the motherly love would be enough, right? Rosa, Maria fucking kill her. Maria, kill her. No, I wasn't even allowed that. I wasn't even allowed tonight to drink myself drunk all alone. Who are you? Who? You wasted my life and won't even let me have a new life. Just who are you to my life? Die. Disappear. I've hated you since the time you were born. I've hated you since the time you were in my womb. I've been doing my best to act like a good mother, so that I'd be accepted by the outside world. Yeah, I've done my best. I've watched other women of my generation praise being single, sometimes playing with passion or even being joined with someone in love. I would stop being both a mother and a woman. With a short appreciation for my efforts. No one admired me. No one praised me. I got what I deserved. Sick then goods. Divorcees should die. You don't want anyone who's not a virgin. I'm the one who doesn't want anything to do with you, you damn inexperienced virgin brats. I was so desperate. I probably look like an easy woman to you. Yeah, I was desperate. You probably couldn't imagine a desperate woman like me, who's still at the age where she wants to know love was. When I realized that my time was being filled with work and caring for my child. Probably grow old and my life still like this. Of course I hate your real father too, but it both shares the blame for bringing about that catastrophe. I myself might have been persistent enough to make him run away, but the catastrophes after that were all your faults. When did I ever scold you for that? Never, right? There was that one man left when I was to drink myself dead, drunk. Was Burns Day at your school? When I tried to hear my tear-stained eyes with heavy makeup, the way I felt when you said something off the mark and the whole class laughed at you. It's something that not only you, but probably everyone in the world couldn't understand. I hate you. I love you. And until now, I've never really loved you even once. Killer. Maya. Maya, killer. Maya's face was still stiff. His words really had been blades. Maria's whole body would probably be stained red with fresh blood by now. Even after gaining the power of a witch and resolving herself to take revenge for Secretary, she couldn't send these curses coming out of her mother's mouth. Mama! Ugly. Ah, ugly is a woman drowning in lust. Now you see this woman's true nature. Even I, as a witch, was explored the depths of evil. Find this most difficult to watch. Yeah, same. Same. Beatrice, you speak my mind. Maria, now is the time to part from her. Smash the ugly lump of meat that calls herself your mother. It would be pointless for your pure soul to be bound by the chains between mother and daughter any longer. With your own hand, release your own soul now. You have now gained the tooth and claw to protect yourself. Oh, she has the fang! Wow! She has the fang! And like... In the PS3 art, she has a fang too! Holy shit! No, he tells the pain I had to go through. Now I'll take revenge for those days of suffering. I ain't the one who's been hurting me. I'm the one who wants revenge. I should have done that before you were born. If only you hadn't been born. Disappear! As Rosa owled. He owled. Get it? Owl. Get it? Her upper body was crushed in an instant. Became similar to a wrung, blood-stained towel. Be crushed! I can't forgive you! Can't forgive you! What filth? That form suits you. Even though Rosa's waist and below were standing normally, just the upper half of her body had been pinched, and the extreme contrast was bizarre. Then she fell over, but the instant she fell, her body was restored. Okay, I'm sorry, but why could you not show this? You could have drawn this. You're cowards. Cowards, I say. All of you. Cough, cough, cough. You die. Come, Maya. This is the limit of your anger and sadness. Now is the time for revenge. Time for the settlement of anger and sadness. Hit her. Spit it out. Push out all the wedges driven into her chest. And fling them back at her. Maya's owl was adorned with the... I don't belong to her. What's wrong with that? What's up with that? was dull with the ugly sound of flesh and bone being crushed at the same time. As Rosa, what foully insulted Maria, lay spread-eagled, a neat, perfect circle was cut out of her chest and crushed, as though her chest had been trampled by an invisible elephant. Her heart and lungs and ribs were trampled so mercilessly that they were completely indistinguishable. My symbolize the pain in Maria's heart up until today. Oh, Maria, are you satisfied now? Can you forgive your mother for her sin? Or not? Innocent? Or guilty? I can't forgive her. Not yet, not yet. Mama is guilty, 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 guilty. Can't forgive her. Indeed. How could the devil punishment compared to the bitters you suffered through? Know it, Rosa. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? Revive in order to be killed. Be killed over and over so that your sins can be purified. When Beetle waved her cane, the body was restored again. Rosa sat up, coughing violently in apparent pain. And once again she spat out curses rejecting Maya. You're an Mama! You're a witch! A witch tormenting me and Mama! I won't forgive you just because you look like Mama! I won't forgive you! You're a witch, aren't you? Always reading creepy books and pretending to play witches? You're the one who should disappear! Because of you, even I'm treated like a freak! Because of you! Because of you! If only you hadn't been born! Don't be born! I made a nuisance before you were born! Maya screamed. Was she unable to bear her anger and sadness? Or else, had she been taken over by an indescribable emotion? It was surely a cry of hopelessness. And yet, it was a reality that had to be accepted. Maya knew! She knew that she was thought of as a burden. But even though she herself had known that, she didn't believe it. She'd believed that her mother loved her, and had done her best to positively interpret several events that could have made her doubt this. Trusting and clinging to her mother's love. But she had no one except Mama. Even so, she really did like Mama. I wanted to return to the days when she believed that Mama loved her. So I howled. I'll erase all of it. I won't accept it. I'll deny it. I'll deny the mother who says these things. The black witch who makes her dead. Say them. There's a part of myself that can't forgive my mother. But I can't deny it. This is reality, fact, the truth, the answer. Without any mistake, this is absolute reality. Maya turned Rosa into a lump of meat over and over. Over and over. The dark world that reflected her heart rang this ugly sound of flesh and bone being torn apart, which would make anyone want to cover their ears. Each time Beatrice revived Rosa, she dragged her back into the world of endless torture, which could not be escaped from even by death. This was a true, deepest hell that the endless witch Beatrice could create. However, this world was not made endless by Beatrice's will, because every time Rosa turned into a lump of meat, she asked the same question to Maria. Are you satisfied, Maria? Can you anger forgive your mother yet? How could I forgive her? How could I forgive her? I won't forgive. I won't forgive her. I'll teach you all of my pain. Teach you much, much more. It's still not enough. Not close to enough. Since I was born. Since before I was born. I can't get rid of the anger and sadness of being neglected so long. I hate you. I hate you. Revive over and over again. Return to a meat lump over and over again. In various ways, she crushed, smashed, beat, and tore to bits. Lying blood spatter and flesh turned the unspeeched black world into a world mixed with red and black. Maya's anger still hadn't calmed down. It was as though she was spitting out all of the suppressed rage from the time of her birth until today. If that all became poison to her heart, then would the repeated murder of her mother purify her soul? Would even this wasteful murder save her soul, at least a little bit? This endless torture might have become a slight diversion from a sad and rewarded life. Okay, but if Rosa dies and Maya survives... If Rosa dies and Maya survives, she doesn't have to deal with this shit anymore. If Rosa survives and Maya survives, but they will have to deal with this shit forever. After all, it seems that she'd finally been able to regain her smile. Learn it! You, the source of my happiness! Learn it! Learn that what you're feeling is nothing compared to my pain. What's wrong? Will you stop laughing? Try and laugh! After the skull collapsed, eyes blows flew out, and black cranial flashed. And fragments of teeth scattered. Come on, revive, try and laugh. Come on, come on. A whole chest along the ribs turned inside out, exposing a filthy innate. All of them ribbed, like some kind of impure creature. Come on, come on, come on! Revive! Can you still laugh? Can you still laugh? Rosa couldn't laugh anymore, but her face was laughing. It was filled with a twisted laugh, and covered with malice that rejected her unwanted daughter. I erased that laughing voice. Next, I'll erase that laughing face. I'll erase it. I'll crush it. I'll tear it to bits. This deserves a spot. This absolutely does. Maybe lower it, but like... There we go. Necessary. What's wrong, Mama? Let's wake up, read a picture book, and go take a walk. Let's say we love each other. Make a promise for next Sunday. Let's go shopping. Let's go to the movies. And of course you'll break that promise. Isn't it fun, Mama? Isn't it fun, Mama? I'm playing with Mama now, right? That's right. You're not playing with your mother, having fun with her. Tell me how you feel right now. I don't believe it's anger or sadness or pain. Yeah, that's right. I get it, Beatrice. I'm having a lot of fun now. I'm playing with Mama, so it's tons of fun. And even though I'm killing Mama over and over again, she can be revived with just a single bit of magic. I took care of my toys because I couldn't fix them if they broke. But if the toy could be fixed, I want to break it over and over again. But that guitar won't be fixed. It can't be fixed. Because Mama, who made him, Mama, who gave birth to him, won't acknowledge him. I wasn't acknowledged by Mama either, was I? So the broken Mario won't be fixed either. Nah, it's fun, Mama, it's fun. Since you got into some fun, I'm still almost starting to feel that I could forgive you. Hey, Vito, this is a very strange feeling. Why? Why am I starting to feel like I can forgive her? An enlightened state is only reached by witches who have gained the power to control life and death at will. You can kill her at any time. You can revive her if needed. If that's a pain, then it's alright to kill her again. Once you've learned that you can do this at any time by simply snapping your fingers. All nonsense spoken in the world of humans becomes this chirping of insects that isn't worth listening to. You didn't begin to think about forgiving your mother because your eyes were open to your mother's love. That's because now, you stand at the entrance to the world of true witches. Welcome, Maria, to the profound and sweet world of witches. I've done it. Maya is no longer Maya. May still be an apprentice, but I've surpassed the human world. I am now the apprentice witch of origins, Maria. There's nothing to frustrate me, nothing to make me sad. Mama, I forgive you. I'm sure I can forgive you. I think I'll be able to forgive you after doing just a bit more. After all, I'm a witch. Yeah. Yeah! Yeah! Is what she says on loop. Maya would probably forgive her mother eventually, after brutally murdering her countless times, graciously. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Wow, that last thunder was loud. Must have been pretty close, right? Looks like it. Not at all, you get? Thunder still makes you jump. Butler was looking at the dark night through a crack in the curtains. Every once in a while, a pale white lightning bolt would shine, and he seemed to be enjoying it. Oh, look, you're so noisy, you woke Maria. Sorry, Maria. Sorry, Butler's so freaking loud. What the hell? So now it's my fault? Sorry, Maya. It's okay to go back to sleep. Good night. Maya was a bit hazy with drowsy eyes. She was probably half asleep and couldn't think straight. That's okay. I won't sleep. Go and sleep. You're still half asleep, aren't you? I'm not half asleep. Come on, you're totally half asleep, aren't you? Sleep, sleep. I'm not half asleep, not half asleep. Quit it, stupid butler. Sheesh, what are you thinking? Get a kid was just woken up into a bad mood. I'm not half asleep. Not half asleep. Butler is laughing his ass off here. I understand, Maya. You don't have to sleep. Just calm down. Not half asleep, not half asleep. Maybe because it was a delicate mental state after waking up, but Maya suddenly threw a tantrum. Butler had only been trying to tease her a bit, so he was confused by his extreme overreaction. Bill gelled ahead, trying to calm it down, but Maya's tantrum wasn't going to be quelled easily. Butler and Jessica were trying to push the blame onto the other, saying, "It's your fault! It's your fault too!" Quite me too. Jessica, there's still some water in the pot, right? Could you make some tea for her? Could you calm down, Maya? Oh. Looked like her tantrum was dying down bit by bit, but she still glared at Butler, who had made fun of her, with sharp eyes. Butler was just kidding around. It doesn't really think you're half asleep. Calm down, okay? George noticed. Maya was staring at Butler with incredible eyes. And, despite having just displayed all that emotion, he laughed in a small voice. What? Instead of a laugh, the more like she was muttering while thinking about, oh, I was counting each eye. And each time she thought she said he, something brutal would happen over and over. George felt something creepy for just an instant, but he couldn't spot the madness that picked out of the depths of the girl's eyes. For just a moment, after a short period of stunned silence on George's part, Maya stopped a bizarre quiet laugh and pushed George's arms aside, still telling him to let go. I'll forgive him. But really? Such a good girl, Maya. There, Maya, forgive you. Make up. Yeah, sorry for teasing you. Forgive me. Hey Maya, looks like some cafe au lait as a sign that you woke up. I'll put in lots of sugar so it'll be sweet. I don't need it, but I'll forgive you. Because I'm a witch. All of that, Maya laughed in a creepy, quiet voice. It was only for a very short time, so Butler and Jessica didn't think much of it. They decided to think that I probably only looked that way when lightning lit a cheek with a pale white light for an instant. What are you... What? At that time, they could hear the sound of loud footsteps coming from the hall. It was already about 10:30 late at night. Late at night is usually a time when you aren't supposed to be disturbed. Hearing footsteps like that this time was far from calming. It's Goda and Kumasawa. Then a long, I knew it, with a clearly ominous look. A clearly ominous knock that repeated fiercely. I could hear Goda and Kumasawa's voice. Okay. And like, right. Both escaped. Boom. Wrong place. Both escaped. Here we go. I clearly told them that this wasn't a normal situation. Children! Are you there? Are you there? Wait, I just thought of it. Did Kinzo just buy a machine gun? That would explain things. It's Goda. Let's give Sawa. Is everyone okay? What has happened? What has happened? When George opened the door, the two of them tumbled in, sopping wet. It looked like they had dashed here for the mansion without an umbrella. What's wrong with you two? Did something happen? It was! The master, Cross, and everyone! A bit after 10:30. Okay. There's a night far from over. Normally, the 6 deaths are found on the morning, so this is the first time they're found before October 5th. Pitch black bulb. There were no windows, and with the weak light bulb, one could just barely make out the state of things around them. It appeared to be an old, forgotten underground storage room. Then came the dusty furniture haphazardly thrown into it. However, even with just a little light, we could at least make out that it probably wasn't a storage room. After all, that room was sealed off with iron bars. Where is this? I don't know. Could this be underneath the mansion? Oh, I got it wrong. I thought Cross dies, so like... It's Natsui, Ryushi, Eva, Rudolph, Genji, but who's the 6th then? Nanjo? I think it was Nanjo who died. The last one who died. Right? There always been a room like this underneath the dining hall. I dropped into what appeared to be a pit, falling into this room. Before, it was natural to assume that his room was directly under the dining hall. However, not even Cross could bring himself to believe there were pitfalls ringed in the beloved dining hall, where he had enjoyed his meals for years, and that this dungeon-like room lay directly beneath it. But the ceiling above was a crude stone craftsmanship, and they couldn't understand if it could have fallen from somewhere up there. No, all 5 people who had been dropped here thought the same thing. Although they had the sensation of falling into a pit. There was no way there could be pitfalls in the dining hall, nor could this dungeon-like place be directly under it. But the truth was that they had actually fallen into this place and were locked in. So they were confused. No, so yeah, he is alive. It is lucky that no one was hurt after falling from such a height. Shannon, did either of you two know about this room? No, we did not know of this room either. Really? Really? We really don't know about a room like this. Despite their age, Kiri apparently wouldn't have thought it odd if they, as servants, allowed to wear the one-legged eagle, I know of the mentioned secret tricks. Okay. Okay, I gotta bring it up too, right? Like, why would like the reason why I thought Shannon was like in her 20s was because like Ryukishi gave her massive knockers. But you're telling me she's 16? Like, this shit is insane. Like, it's like the guy who's like, there's a bunch of animes like this where the character clearly looks like an adult, is an adult, and then they tell you, oh, she's 5, by the way. It's a complete opposite problem of like, you know, the animes where like the character looks like a child, but actually she's 1,000 years old. Although here, it's much worse because even despite the physical appearance, she has the mental state of a 16-year-old. And George did not fall in her and want to marry her within a single year. So if we assume that he fell in love when he was 20, that Maya was fucking 13 at that point in time. And I don't need to tell you that 20 and 13 years old is not a good age gap at all. There was a long silence, as if Cross was evaluating their answer. No, it's probably true that you don't know. After all, this is a clean freak Shannon we're talking about. If she knew about this ring, she'd probably scrub this place until it was sparkling. The feel of this room is proof that you two don't know it. More abundantly, I think we should worry about what to do next. It's like in Austin Powers, right? It's like in Austin Powers, where like there's just traps under each chair, where at the press of a button, Kinzoku just like press the button and then they fall backwards into the pit of despair. It's exactly like that. Let me write that down, actually, because I want to make sure. There we go. Austin Power is still a good movie, by the way. It's still really good. I rewatched it recently. And it's so good. Well, I thought a witch kidnapped them. You think a lot of things, seriously. You think a lot of things. That doesn't mean they're true. Right? Exactly, we need to call the police. Grab her and minister first aid as soon as possible. And choose words were all of... Obviously. 6 people had been killed in the dying hall. Everybody had seen the exact moment they'd been killed. And since half of their heads had been destroyed, anyone could tell that the death was instant with just a single glance. Everyone understood that first aid no longer held any meaning. Thank you, Dr. Nanjo. We already understand that our partners are no longer alive. Thanks for trying to console us by mentioning first aid. Natsui. Once again, a gloomy silence dominated the atmosphere. Cross likes Natsui? I mean, to be fair, Cross has barely survived on his own. We've literally never seen Cross survive on his own. Like, we're gonna find out his relationship with Natsui this way. Clearly he seems to care, like look at this. Decided to forget the pain of losing his wife, to dedicate himself to figuring out where they were. Everyone listen to me. Whatever is hopeless now. We've passed the point of searching for a reason or an explanation that can be expressed in words. Nobody answered. Without any kind of discussion or mercy, 6 people have been killed in an instant. And Kizu had even been so bold as to proclaim that we become sacrifices for a ceremony involving 30 murders. Since we've been locked up in this place, we too will become the ceremony's next sacrifices soon. Around this time, our eyes became used to the darkness, and bit by bit, we were able to understand more about the dungeon's interior. What we thought was furniture effectively left in the dungeon turned out not to be furniture at all. There were things like small cages to lock people in, restraints, or else torture racks. At any rate, it was obvious that it was eerier than a mere jail cell, since the objects were rusted together and coated in thick dust. That was my first thought, kinky. There was no doubt that they had been forgotten. Maybe you could even call these things skins of sealed and forgotten madness. However, we had been locked away in this room. Those objects weren't exactly comforting to people who were locked up, hoping to be released without harm. At any rate, let's get out of here. We've lost loved ones and friends who would like to spend some time shedding tears. But more than that, I'm worried about the children. I wonder if the children are safe. All we can do is pray. Come to think of it, Kumisawa and Goda aren't here. Perhaps we're able to get away safely. You never know. Be a relief if we're able to meet up with the children. When the going gets tough, Goda is reliable. Kumisawa is knowledgeable and calm. Yeah, but like the fact that it's two of them, and not just one, right? That it's two of them who escaped, means that in order for the ceremony to be complete, one of them will die with the children. Like, it's not like the children will be locked in the guest room, because as far as I'm aware, the mansion is completely sealed off. But still, I'm sure they'd be able to help the children. Yes, that certainly would be comforting. And then crossed my bitterly a little. But they quickly realized how improper that was, and stopped, clearing their throats. We can't be optimistic. There's a chance we've already been attacked after we were. I agree. What Favor carried out in the dying hall was the 6 murders of the first Twilight from the Witch's epitaph, right? Then, the second Twilight. This is tear apart the two are close. We can't deny the possibility that Goda and Kumisawa may have been killed after escaping together. We can't cling to the optimistic idea that they must have gone into the guest house and are protecting the children. Yuri coldly analyzed the worst case scenario. Or, it was heartbreaking to have lost her beloved husband. But right now, the most important thing was protecting the husband's son, along with the other children, from becoming the insane family head's sacrifices. The overcame a sadness with the parental urge to protect children from sorrow. It seemed that both Kiri and Cross were strong enough to forget about their grief, if only for the time being. They would let their tears flow later. In order to protect the children, they had to act. Anyway, let's get out of here. It seems to be a rather old cell. Couldn't we break the bars or something? Let's try searching the entire room for some way to escape. I wonder if there are any torture tools lying around all these torture cages. They might be useful as weapons, or to break the bars. Here, pulled the lighter from her pocket. She herself didn't smoke, but she kept one tucked away in her pocket to light Rudolph's cigarettes. It was an extremely valuable source of light for searching this dim dungeon. Shannon, help Kiri search the room. Shannon, you help me check out the bars. This is a very old cell. The bars could be loose. What should I help with? Please just keep up your strength. Baba will probably come soon. He's the only one whose words will reach him. In a way, you might be holding our lives in your hands. But words will no longer reach him, I think. Sorry, but I don't believe I will be of any use. Then lend us your expertise as a doctor. I wonder if there exists drugs that can make people instantly faint. A drug that makes people instantly faint? What are you talking about? We believe we fell through the pit and landed in this dungeon. In that panic-stricken moment, that's what we believed happened. But I measured the breadth of this room and came to a realization. This dungeon can't be underneath the dining hall. Why do you say that? You're an idiot, Nissan. Compared to this dining hall, this dungeon is too cramped. No, but okay, you're being dumb. As I said, right, it's the same as Austin Powers. It's a slide. They fall backwards into a slide that leads them down into the dungeon. The first people to fall was Cross. The second was myself. When you fell into this room, did you move from that spot, Cross? Embarrassing to say, but landing there, like they're growing in pain. Immediately after that, Kiri came crashing down next to me. The distance between where we were standing and the place where we landed is clearly off. It's a slide! Certainly, when you put it that way. I was the next to fall, so I remember fairly well where you two were standing. The distance between you two and the dining hall might have been greater than this entire room. Just set up a macro too every few minutes. Is the stream that funny, or... I doubt it is. Give me a second. You know what? Just because of that, I'm not gonna say anything for the next few minutes. So that way, I can prove you wrong. I win. I always win. While we're doing so, right, because it is not midnight yet, I'm gonna... I gotta show something, right? I gotta show something. Give me a second. So, this is Wikipedia's main page, right? There's a lot of important stuff, right? Like World Bowl Tennis Championship, etc., etc. And then there's a Did You Know section. The Did You Know section, I think, is a pretty interesting thing. Like, for example, the voice actress shares her name with a character from the anime K-On!, so her mother pushed her to join the high school band, right? That's interesting. That's fun. Let's see what else, what other interesting facts there are here. I can't fucking believe we put the Zootopia abortion comic in this fucking Wikipedia. Give me a second. Let's come back to Umineko. Thank you, seriously. Very appreciated. Okay, here we go. We fell into a pit and directly dropped down here. It's not like we fell into multiple interlocking pipes and we're all connected here. God damn it. God damn it. That sucks. Why did I have to be wrong? Why did I have to be wrong? That's the real problem here. I like Kiri because Kiri is smart. Okay. God damn it. I don't remember rolling around. Oh, what? Rolling around some sort of elaborate water pipe system? True, we can't explain all the pitfall. What a strange tale. What does that have to do with a drug that makes people instantly faint, like Kiri was talking about? Kiri's probably thinking there were no pitfalls in the angle. Correct. Yeah, like I already said it. The entire island is like on fucking magic shroom. Everyone is high on magic shrooms. As I said, the entire island is a CIA experiment. Everyone has been fed like copious amounts of LSD. Many amounts of LSD. On top of like making them knocked out, that would make them imagine anything. Right? Like listen, if I was loaded up on hallucinogens and like sleeping pills, and a guy came up to me and was like, oh, I'm summoning the power of the witch, and then pulled out a AK-47, I would imagine that to be rabbits with a bow that automatically sticks its targets. A very cute rabbit too. I would imagine that. I would. I don't blame them. I don't blame anyone here. In reality, we did fall. Oh, currently, we felt as though we fell into pits. That was only natural. After all, we experienced something that couldn't be described any other way. I see. In other words, this is what you want to say. We did not fall into pits. We were attacked with something like Loboda, for example. It lost consciousness instantly. It could be that we just remember the instant we fell to the floor, so we're falling through a pit. I see. That's a much more persuasive argument than there being numerous pitfall traps in the dining hall that we've never noticed, even if the decay is sitting there. Nisa, do you have a watch? Huh? Yes. I have a pocket watch. About 20 to 40. Yes. Which is the same. In shorts. Yeah, okay, so as I said, that doesn't change my idea. The drug does not have to be instantaneous, right? Like it is an assumption that they're making for some reason that the drug has to be instantaneous. But like imagine if they just put sleeping pills in the food, a bunch of them, including hallucinogens, right? Just load it up with bullshit. And then, you know, this shit happens. And like, you couldn't make them believe whatever the fuck you want. They could have started, like that could also be the case with episode 1, right? Episode 1, I felt like, you know, in episode 1, they must have poisoned them and killed them that way. But it could just have been sleeping pills. In fact, the reason why 3 adults left the room was not because, you know, they were feeling ill or because they just wanted to. It's not because they were served tea after all of them left. If they were loaded the fuck up on sleeping pills, right? Then some of them might react to it faster. And like say, Natsui and Eva and Ryushi make it back quickly to their room the second they notice the sleep kicking in, right? But the others stay in the parlor and notice only way too late in the middle of their rage against each other. They notice way too late, pass out on the floor, and then get killed. Right? Like that is completely possible. In fact, I should write that down. I really should write that down. We're going back to episode 1, baby. Give me a second. Here we go. This is the very first shot. The first one we made. Where do I put this? Where was the first murder? I think I shouldn't put that in episode 4, like in episode 1. I think I should put that in the episode 4. I think the episode 1 shot is like has been around for too long. So let me just put a blue theory. What if it was all sleeping pills they were loaded up with during dinner? Maybe some olive be on the way. But too big. And not instantaneous. And they just hallucinated like everything. The same way in episode 1, towards the first twilight, the reason why Natsui, Eva, Hideyoshi left early was because could have felt feels kicking, but the others were too angry to react. What? No! I accidentally deleted it! No! No! It's over, no! Are you fucking kidding me? Why? Drugs. Taking pills. Were added during the meal and took time to kick in. With LSD. And then they imagined everything that happened afterwards. Or some shit. Or Kinzo Kiev. Drug started to take effect. And this could also be the same as episode 1, First Twilight, where they could have all been fed sleeping pills during the meal. Eva, Hideyoshi, Natsui felt that kick in a bit faster and left the room to sleep, while the others were too angry to notice till they passed out on the floor. Here we go. Did you actually set up a script? Did you actually set up a script? Seriously. Did you actually do that? Which at the same time, that's a bit too short of a time to knock us out and carry us somewhere. You're only from the time. It's reasonable to assume that we did fall through a hole leading directly underneath the dining hall. Or they just set their watch. It could look like they barely just fell. That's it. That could just be that, you know? Oh yeah, thank you, Kiri. Thank you, Kiri. We could have tempered with the watch hands as much as we wanted. While we were passed out, we may have won everyone's watches back. We're incapable of proving that this possibility doesn't exist. And then Beatrice comes in. Red truth. The watches weren't tempered with. I heard it was a pitfall or drug that induces fainting. It doesn't change the fact that we need to be on our guard. Well then, Dr. Nanjo. Is there a drug that can do that? Well, it's the same as your reasoning, Kiri. Gotta prove that there isn't a drug that affects that I don't know about. As you say, you can never be too careful. Sorry, it was a useless question. I just thought that with my hypothesis, I could suggest that dungeon might not necessarily be directly underneath the dining hall. I see. There's always a possibility that we're carried off to a dimension. That this safe haven built in the middle of the forest. If we're gonna escape from here and get outside, then we'll know. We'll save worrying about that until after we get out. Exactly. I'm truly sorry. I've only been asking about and prying into useless things. No, it's quite promising. If you notice anything else, please tell us. It might become a hint to escaping from here. Rudolph was always talking about you. He said he was always surprised by your ideas. We would sometimes give him a valuable hints. The fact that you're here is a blessing within a tragedy. Thank you. I heard something from Rudolph as well. He said that you usually just swagger about, but when things get serious, you have a flow with a sense of responsibility and can be a very dependable older brother. That's too kind. Damn it. At any rate, the iron bars won't even budge. What are things on your end, Cannon? No, the side is no better. Cannon, pull out your arm blade and cut the fucking door. If you want people to believe it's magic, just pull out your arm blade, cut the door. That's it. That's all you have to do, Cannon. It really is all you have to do. There are a few bars that could be twisted, and a few had enough space to route a little bit around it, but they couldn't be broken with human strength alone. However, they could still have there was still hope they could use some kind of lever-like tool. Use Shannon. Shove Shannon into the bars and use her as a lever. It was still far too early to give up yet. The children's lives were hanging in the balance. Even if there was no hope, they couldn't stop their struggle. And it was better for them to act this way. If they were to stop, there's no doubt we will once again be overcome by the grief of losing their loved ones and curled up, clutching their knees. What are you doing, Kiri? Got anything? And some small stones that could hold onto an hide. Something like this could probably be used as a weapon. So it would probably be impossible to whittle down those iron bars with them. But you, Shannon? No, nothing. Okay, I know the backgrounds aren't canon. Yeah, because canon is canon is in room 2, but if the backgrounds are canon, could just use that chair. That would make for a perfect lever. This is a phone. Not all disconnected. Well, we might be able to use the core as some form of string-based weapon. Break it. We could take out the metal parts. Cross. There's a key for opening the bars, right? Yes. It's a pretty large hole, quite old-fashioned. We twist some wire into it, we might just be able to pick it. We might be able to use the parts of the phone as a substitute for something. This phone will become a weapon. It's just like investing. A weapon is information. Rosa and Kiwi laughed together at Obi. I hadn't even thought of using the phone as a means of communication. What are you doing? Just wonder if maybe the phone was working. You dummy. Whisper. Huh? What? At that point, she hadn't let out a small surprised cry. Kiwi! This phone is connected! What did you say? It was like when people move out of an office, taking everything with them, leaving only the telephone behind. That's the thing the phone gave off, having been left in the corner of the cell. The cord was wounded into a coil, the tip of it being soldered by the wall. Just looking at it, there was no reason to assume that it wasn't hooked up. But, to think that it actually was! Here he took the receiver from Shannon and pressed it to her. Certainly, the electric arm of a phone was a familiar sound, and this one was certainly live. Oh, and good luck! Let's contact the police! Hold on. This is too good to be true. Can it be bugged? If they were playing a trick like that, now maybe they would cut the telephone line. It's actually a good possibility that they overlooked this. If they notice, they might actually cut the line this time. There's nothing we could tell the police that would be problematic for us if they overheard. Probably that was true. The point of the wiretap is to overhear some important piece of information. But the way things were right then, she couldn't think of a single thing that would come up in the conversation to the outside world that might be troublesome to have overheard. I can. Like, for example, the fact that you're signaling to, like, anyone who's wiretapping that you're currently alive and awake, instead of pretending to still be asleep and escaping. Here, instantly concluded it was more likely to be mistaken Kizo's spot than a trap. You have a point. I believe we start with 0 to make calls through the external line. And I'm going to make a phone call. So will you watch if things are out there for me? Send somebody coming, let me know. Yes! Cannon raced off towards the iron bars, silenced his breathing, and strained his ears. As everyone present watched her, here he dialed 110. However, she pushed the hook down and redialed many times. It didn't seem to be working very well. That line begin with 0? 110 would be 0110 then. Doesn't seem want to go through. Over here, I'll try to call. Cross took the receiver in Kira's place and tested various things. Yeah, obviously, dumbass. In the end, they were unable to notify the police. The phone itself was definitely live. The circuit was apparently cut somewhere. Does this mean that they were not so naive? It's useless after all. It means our enemies aren't naive either. Kiri let out a deep sigh, leaned against the wall, and hung her head. As cool thinking as she was, for a brief moment, she may actually have had the naive hope that the phone might actually work. She sneered at herself mockingly for holding on to that naive hope for even a single moment. Then, she remembered just what was happening here. Truth be told, soon after being shown a scene like that right before her eyes. Forever, exactly because of that. She still couldn't think of that gruesome mass murder as something real. It was less that she couldn't believe it, and more that she didn't want to. Kinzo killed 6 family members. He summoned strange witch-like, demon-like people. Right out of thin air. And with something like magic, began to kill people one after another. just also screwed up. Even though she definitely saw it. There's no way she could accept that spectacle. There's no way this is what happened. We're obviously father's friends or something. But she's somewhere in the dining hall beforehand and use some tricks to appear suddenly and fool us. There's no other way to explain something as screwed up as that. Yeah, I've already mentioned it multiple times. Even if Beatrice says there are no more than 18 humans, unless she states directly there are 18 humans, when she said there are no more, this was a direct trick to imply that there are multiple people she does not consider human. And when later they said there are no life forms other than human, that was only from the perspective of Butler. But that's where the trick was. We went to 6 at their ends blown apart. A golden rabbit had flown around and around the room. But that truly looked like magic. Was that another thing we just saw wrong? There's no way it was magic. It was definitely some kind of setup. Since those heads were smashed. There's no doubt it was some kind of explosive. For example, a styrene total plate like they sell at Connie's store painted in gold, with a powerful explosive loaded onto the end of it. However, though that seemed to be flying about at random, Terry couldn't imagine that after being fired 6 times, each time had perfectly hit the victim square in the head, one after the other. It couldn't be that there's a computer control system for finding and hitting targets, making it a high-tech Terran plane on the same level as the guided missile, right? Would you invest such a large amount of money into developing some stupid trick like that? What an insane sideshow. As you set us back to the hold, I wouldn't put it past father. A number of mysterious people appeared out of thin air. 6 people had their heads demolished by a mysterious goddamn flying object. And 5 of us were locked away in a mysterious dungeon by a mysterious set of pitfalls, our health put to sleep by some fainting poison dart. The family conference started a bit after 22. It's only been a bit more than 30 minutes since then. Most likely, even though I witnessed it myself. But an event took place in such a short period of time, so I still can't understand it. I still can't come to grips with it. For argument's sake, even if we did get a hold of the police, it would probably be impossible for anybody to accurately explain what we saw. Even though I saw it just now. My brain's fried, and I have no confidence in what I saw myself. He tried her hardest to share herself out of her overwhelming confusion, but just hold onto her sanity. Damn it, what's going on here? Damn it! Cross started to become desperate, hitting the hook multiple times and resetting the dial. Cross had also been feigning composure, but he wasn't able to hide his panic. The more I retried the dial, the more the pretense of serenity peeled away. I don't know what's going on anymore. Oops. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Kiri couldn't help but pray that the events that had just occurred were a dream. At that time, the look on Cross's face had changed. I got through! It's ringing! Really, Cross? I see. Oh, shut, old man. We can't contact the police. The external line has probably been cut, but he failed to sever the internal line. The internal line? Of course, where did he call? The guest house. Calling the room where Jessica and the rest are staying. Hello? Hello? It's me. You're Goda? You just got there and she's safe? Then Goda is gonna confirm that it's 22:30 or something. I'm so glad you're safe. Yes, Jessica and the other children here as well, safe and unarmed. Dad, is it Dad? I'm so glad you're okay. Is Mom okay? Is she there? You're... Cross shocked on his words. Cross had clearly seen Natsui's head crushed. I'd seen her killed right before his eyes. Eventually, he was going to have to tell that to Jessica. However, Cross began to fret over whether he should tell her now or not. He lost his words. But even that wasn't an answer under these circumstances. I don't know about your mother. Let's pray for her safety. But now I'm just glad you're safe. Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry for asking. Jessica's voice was filled with tears. Cross was certain now. Jessica and the rest had heard everything, start to finish, after meeting up with Goda and Kumasawa at the guest house. When they learned that 6 people had been killed, they must have been anxious to rush over to the dining hall. Luckily, he'd been able to call before they stormed off towards the mansion. Cross was relieved at this good timing during such a tragedy. We have Kiri and Dr. Nanjo, as well as Sharon and Cannon here. We've been locked in a place that's like a dungeon, but don't worry, we'll figure something out. Dungeon? Where? We'll come and save you! Unfortunately, we can't figure out what this is either. We think it may be under the dining hall, but that might not be true. Anyway, Jessica, you must stay where you are. You read about what happened from Goda and Kusawa, yes? Yeah, grandfather. Killed everyone. Grandfather is in a sane state of mind right now. If you encounter him, you'll be in danger. You might be killed. It's still really funny to me, because I'm like thinking when they say this, right? Kinzo is like in his 90s on the verge of death. And they talk about him as if like he's on par. Like an ultra fit, ultra dangerous person. When all he's got is a gun. He doesn't even think about trying to come and save us. We'll take care of ourselves. And then what should we do? Damn you, grandfather. How dare you do that to Mom and the rest? I'm gonna kill that undying bastard. Jessica, if you don't have to talk like that, you'll sadden your mother. Those aren't the words of a lady. She thinks she's Maya, but she isn't. Anyway, put your own safety first. Lock all the guest house doors. But you mustn't overestimate how safe that will make you. The large window in the first floor lounge might get broken. Get you in a room and use the bed to make a barricade. The toilet and fridge in there too, right? To be able to stay holed up until tomorrow morning. Listen up. I'll say it again. Don't think of doing anything violent. Don't even think about trying to take revenge from Mom. Only think of hiding, of getting through without provoking our enemies. Yeah, I understand, Dad. After that, Goda took the phone. I was firmly told to supervise the kids as well as an adult. Goda, with his face covered in the cold sweat, repeatedly replied, "Yes, sir, yes, sir," in a excessively tense voice. That's what I'm saying. Goda is the GOAT. Goda truly is the GOAT. And I fucking love him. So much. From there, Q took the receiver and spoke with Battler. When Shannon and Cannon got their turns, Bulge and Jessica answered. Following that pattern, Nanjo and Kumasawa picked up as well, so that all members of both sides took the receiver in turn, confirming that everyone was safe for now, even if their location was unknown, and encouraging each other, coming to an understanding of the current situation for both sides. They wanted to talk forever, but now was not the time to chat. Cross explained that they would be hanging up for now, and those in the guest house consented. If anything happens, we'll call. Wait by the phone so we can pick it up quickly. Again, be careful. You mustn't do anything rash. Yeah, I understand. As long as you and Ken and the others are okay. But that's good enough for me. We'll do our best. Stay safe. But yes, of course. Well then, I'm hanging up for now. Be on your guard. With that, the phone call ended. The music is good. I like this song a bunch, and it ended. Goda and the rest of the men quickly descended to the first floor, closed the shutters, and secured the sturdy locks on the doors. However, just as Cross had worried, there was nothing that could be done about the beautiful wide window in the first floor lounge. If someone broke that, it would be easy to get inside. However, it would also be easy to hear that we got inside. It would be out for someone like Kinzo, who hadn't hesitated at committing murder, to invade the first floor. It's likely the grandfather and his followers will be armed. Locking ourselves in a room is our best bet. And moreover, the only method of forming a barricade. It's painful that we have no choice but to roll up in a sealed room. But if our enemies are carrying guns, that's the only method we have left to us. The master has a collection of working guns. That's right, guns. That was a gun. If so, it must have been a horribly powerful gun. A shotgun, even. We can't cut with that at all. Takes a lot of force to smash someone's head open, right? So it might be a magnum bullet or something like that. That'd probably go through a flimsy door like it was nothing. If so, that's even more of a reason to hold out in our room. They slide a bait in place and blocks the window too. If we do that much, then no matter how many guns they've got, they shouldn't be able to raid us. Okay, but I don't care. Picture this. And that might be stupid. You might consider this stupid, right? What if they all left the guest house, went into the forest, and just hid in the forest, like moving constantly in the forest? They've got guns. If there's wolves, they shoot the wolves. If it's like mass murderers on the islands, it will be much safer here. In the forest, where it's hard to find them, than in the fucking guest house. Crap, all we can do is passive one-sided defense. Damn it, dealing a finishing blow to that, and even capturing Kiri. That's gonna cost you, you damn geezer. Impossible! There's no way we can compete with them. This guy is not just a master, he has an underling too. There might be even more of them. What are they? That is filled to the brim with the urge to get revenge from Rudolph, and to rush out of there to save Kiri. But just by looking at how terrified good I was, there was no doubt in him that it would be reckless. It's gonna be out on you too, right, Barbara? And yet you've gotta stay holed up in here. Damn it. Force and turn up about that too. Not like I can remain calm with both of my parents murdered. But specifically because of that, I have to remain calm. Did think of their parents who want us to die in vain? There's no way they would. I'd want our at least their children to escape. So I will survive. And I'll report this to the police and uncover everything. I'll leave my enemies to the courts. That is my revenge. There's no way our parents would want us to die taking revenge for them. Right? You're right. It's just as you say. And it, you old bastard. What's this about the ceremony? If we're supposed to be sacrifices for something like that, don't escape no matter what it takes, ruining this precious ritual of yours. That's right. Besides, you still have Kiri, Battler, and I still have Shannon. Anyway, let's be cautious and wait for our chance. Any careless actions on the path might just end up causing harm to those who have been captured. Oh, stages, huh? But grandfather captured us so he could use them as sacrifices, right? If we don't go and save them, then are we just waiting for them to get killed? We don't even know where the danger they're being held is. Shadow and Cannon didn't know about it either. And of course Goda and Kurosawa didn't know either. The possibility that they're in a secret location that only grandfather knows of is incredibly high. Under the circumstances, aimlessly wandering about would be practically suicidal. I'm wondering, right? I'm wondering, did he kill the architects? Like the guys who built the rooms, who built the mansion, who built the torture dungeon, who built the gold room. Did he kill all of them? Right? Like, this is always what I'm wondering when I hear about like a secret torture room, some bullshit. What about the people who built it? It definitely wasn't a one-man project. Kinzo definitely didn't do that on his own. Like, who built it and why are they not coming out about it? Like, oh yeah, I built a fucking torture room. And like, wouldn't Kinzo, the extreme paranoid guy, just kill them? This is completely unnecessary tension. I understand. But still, damn it. Are you saying the only thing we can do is stay confined here until something happens? Battler, I understand how you feel, but let's put safety first. Maybe it was retrofit. I guess. Sure. Won't cross some said. Seems to be in a fairly odd cell, and they may be able to break the bars somehow. The way shows of action now is to believe in them and wait. Grandfather's number subordinates are all harm, correct? Yeah, she does. And they're probably all armed. But I've been able to say that Kinza had more comrades with him. But he hadn't been able to mention they were mostly young women, like witches, who had used strange magic to murder. If you had said that, he would only have cast doubt on his sanity. No, not only that, he himself still couldn't understand what he had seen, and was doubting his own sanity. But regardless of sex or appearance, regardless of whether it was done with magic or a gun, the fact that those girls that followed Kinzo's orders and killed 6 people in an instant was an unshakable truth. If that group came to attack the guest house as well, what would happen? Closing the doors and windows like this was surely meaningless. No, because they want to do closed rooms. Silly you. Rosa and Kumasawa. The only thing left for those two, but witnessed a massacre in the dining hall, was to cradle their heads without knowing how to interpret what they had seen. Kumasawa, are you okay? Want some tea? I'm... It's a bit late. I'm feeling a bit weak. So I'm gonna stop here for today. Right? I'm sorry for stopping so early, but I really do need to stop. Because I don't feel too good. I don't feel too hot. My apologies, everyone. At least I added a few things here, which we're gonna save. There we go. Thank you everyone for coming. Have a good night. Bye bye.